6 trigonometric functions. Six trigonometric functions. Okay, what are those 6 trigonometric functions? Sine, cosine, tangent, and cosecant, and secant, and cotangent. Okay, full form I am writing, but generally will not write the full form. Just first time I am writing it. But we write it like this. And this is basically the input for this function is the angle of a right angle triangle. So if there is a right angle triangle now, and generally I will call this as perpendicular. This is suppose theta now, opposite to theta, that is called perpendicular. And this is the base, this is adjacent. Generally you will call it as adjacent, right? This one you will call it as opposite. And this is call it as hypotenuse. So in fact, one shortcut also is there, that is PBP HHB. The shortcut is Pandit Badri Prasad Hari Hari Bol. Okay, this is the shortcut. You can always remember the values of sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta. Sine theta will be P by H, cos theta will be V by H, and tan theta will be P by B. These three things. This is sine theta, this is cos theta, and this is tan theta. And reverse is the cosec, sec, and cot. Reverse means cosec is 1 upon sine theta, sec is 1 upon cos theta, and cot is 1 upon tan theta. This all of you know, right? That cosec theta is 1 upon sine theta, sec theta is 1 upon cos theta, and cot theta is 1 by tan theta. So if you remember this shortcut, Pandit Badri Prasad Hari Hari Bol, you will always be able to remember this. In fact, you might be remembering now also without even the shortcut. Okay. So please note all these things and then we will discuss further. Okay. Note it down and raise your hand after completion. Completed now. Complete it, please. Right. Now coming to, if you have done this one, over Gayatri, completed again. Now coming to what we say, each trigonometric function I will discuss now. For example, sine theta. If you see the graph of sine theta, the sine theta graph will look like this. This is plus theta and this is minus it. Last time I told you what is difference between plus and minus theta. Clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation. Remember now? This is called the baseline. And from here only we are making the angle. If we are going in this direction, that is anti-clockwise direction. And if you are going in this direction, that is clockwise direction. Okay. If it is clockwise, the angle is taken as negative. If it is anti-clockwise, the angle is taken as positive. So all type of angles are possible. And if you see the graph of the sine function, it looks like this. This is the graph of the sine function. This is theta equal to 0. This x-axis is theta and y-axis is sine theta. Output. Theta is the input. Sine theta is the output. This is theta equal to 90 degree. Pi by 2. Y by 2 radian or 90 degree. For that, this value is 1. That means sine of 90 is 1. This point, this is pi, sine of 180 degree. That you will come to know eventually. I will explain you that it is 0 actually. So that's why it's 0. Then this point is 3 pi by 2. That is 270 degree. At this point, the value of sine theta is minus 1. Okay, and then this point, that is 360, that is 2 pi, which is 360 degree, and sine of 360 is 0. Okay. Now this pattern will keep on repeating itself, because what happens is actually the arm which is rotating, right? The arm which is rotating and making some angle is a rotating arm, which is rotating and making some angle, will rotate one time and will come back to the original position, right? After 360 degrees. And then it will further make one more rotation, and then that angle will increase beyond 360 degree, and it will further go on making rotation, but the values will remain same, right? So the value will remain same means this graph will continue in the same manner up to infinity. Even on the left hand side in the negative angle also, if you are rotating, the same graph pattern will repeat. So from here we are understanding that the sine theta, the range is from +1 to -1. That means sine theta is always between -1 to +1. That means sine theta always belongs to -1 to +1. It is never more than +1 and it is never less than +1. If somebody tells you that sine theta is 2, that is absolutely wrong. It is always between -1 and +1. Can you draw this graph, whatever I taught you? Then I'll tell you about cos theta after this, okay? We are studying the nature of the each trigonometric function, how they behave for various inputs, what are the different outputs. We are studying one by one, okay? So sine theta we have completed now. Please note it down. Note it and raise your hand, please. So if you see on the left hand side, this will be minus pi by 2, and this will be minus pi theta. This will be minus 3 pi by 2, and this point will be minus 2 pi. So you know all these things, right? That pi by 2 means 90 degree, pi means 180 degree, 3 pi by 2 is 270 degree, 2 pi is 360 degree. All these things you should know at least, okay? Now coming to the nature of cos function. Cos function is also very similar to sine function. Only thing that if you see the graph of cos function, cos 0 is 1 actually. For cos 0, the value of cos theta is 1. And then for cos 90, the cos becomes 0. And then for cos 180, it becomes negative 1. And then again for 270, again it becomes 0. And again for 360, it becomes plus 1. This is the graph of the cos function. The same thing it will repeat on the left hand side also. This is 0, then this is pi by 2. This point is 3 pi by 2. This point is, you can say it is 2 pi. No, pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 0, pi by 2. Sorry, this is pi, minus pi by 2, minus pi. Then minus 3 pi by 2. And this one, minus 2 pi. This is the graph of sine cos function. If you see the graph of sine function, compare with that, the graph of sine function is somewhat different. What is happening here actually, if you draw the dotted lines and check that, 1 minute. It's a very quality discussions, okay? It is not directly linked with your, but if you know this, nobody will tell you, and very important also, okay? So this and all is a very important discussion, okay? Just to pay attention here, okay? If you see the sine function here, how it behaves. So it behaves like this. So where the cos is becoming 0, you can see the point black colored here. That place sine is becoming 1, right? And where cos is negative 1, sine is 0 again. Where cos is again 0, sine has become negative 1. And where the cos has become 1, okay, something I have done mistake, I think. Oh, mistake only. Here, then that one, then, oh, this one here, something I have not done properly. 1 minute, again I will draw it. This place only. Actually, it will go like this. And then, okay. Yes, now it's okay. So where it is minus 1, it is becoming 0. And where it is 0, again, this has become minus 1. And where that is 1, this has become 0. So basically, the sine function is, you can say that where it is somewhat ahead. Who is ahead? Cos is ahead or sine is ahead? I think cos is ahead. Sine is 0, cos is 1. Sine is 1, cos is 0. Okay. Sine is 0, cos is minus 1. Then sine is minus 1, sines become, whatever this happens, minus 1, it happens after 90 degree to sine. If something is 0 at cos here, okay, sorry, something is 0 for cos here. So sine, for that sine, that 0 will come afterwards, okay. Okay, now, so if it is 1 here first, the 1 will come afterwards for sine, okay. If it is 0 here, then 0 is coming afterwards for sine. For cos, for minus 90 itself is 0, but sine 0 is only 0, okay. Something like that, okay now. So this is just comparison only. But one thing again very clear, that cos theta is also belongs to minus 1 to plus 1 only. There is no value of cos which is beyond minus 1 and which is beyond plus 1. It is always, if you see on a number line, if you want to just show the cos theta values will always be between minus 1 and plus 1. Only this portion is the cos theta. Remaining portion is not belongs to cos theta. Okay, please note down for cos theta. So major highlights: cos 0 is 1, cos 90 is 0, cos 2 pi is again 1. Cos pi is -1. Cos 3 pi by 2 is again 0. Cos 2 pi is again 1. Okay. So 1, 0, -1, 0, 1 like that. It's going 1, 0, -1, 0, 1. That's what 1, 0, -1, 0, 1. 1, 0, -1, 0, and 1. If you see the sign for the same thing, 0, 1. Okay. 0, 1, 0, -1, 0. This is the sign. This is the cos. Okay. Clear? So if it is clear and you have written down, then please raise your hand. Then we'll proceed. You want this type of discussion or not? It's good only, na? Just we are trying to understand the nature of sine and cos function. Okay. To get familiar with them, actually. Okay. We are going to work with them, so we just want to get familiar with them. Okay. Okay, all of you have gone very good. Now coming to the tan function, tan theta. You know very well that tan function, tan 0, you know it is 0. Tan 30 degree, it is 1 by root 3. And tan 45 degree is 1. Tan 60 degrees root 3. Tan 90 degrees infinity or not defined 1 by 0 kind of very high value. Okay. So if you just try to plot this thing on the graph, so it will come out to be like this is 0, tan 0, 0, tan 30 degree, some value 1 by root 3 means 1 upon 1.732 something. Okay. So anyway, this will be 1 by root 3 means root 3 by 3. That means 1.732 by 3. 3, 6 are 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 3, 5 are 0.5 around. Okay. 0.5 around here. Then tan 45 degrees 1, so it will go here, this one. But 45 degree will become 1. 60 degree 1.732, maybe here. Okay, maybe here. If you join everything now, become like this. And at tan 90 degree, actually speaking, it will touch infinity. It will become like vertical kind of thing. I told you that graph, it becomes vertical now. It's actually, it will become something like vertical. It will approach infinity values. Okay, at 90 degree. And here also, if you see on the negative side, tan of all the negative values will be negative values. So it will go like this. Again here, minus 30, minus 45, minus 60. And for minus 90, it will again approach infinity. Okay. So this kind of graph between minus 90 to plus 90. Okay. And this set of graph will repeat again and again. Okay. Again and again, this set of graph will repeat. Okay. This set of graph will repeat again and again after every minus 90 to plus 90. So if you see between 90 and again another 270, if you see another 270 degree, between 90 to 270, again this graph will repeat, and again it will be like, actually it will become like this again. Okay, same graph will repeat. Like this. Okay. Okay. Now. And then on the left hand side also. Just a minute. Clear now? Like this. Again, on the left hand side also minus 90, then minus 270 is there now. So again, here also. Okay. So this kind of graph will be observed for tan theta. Just you can draw it. Okay, if you want to see define the graph, I show you in book also, and not able to draw exact way. You can do it to see it from book also, same manner, same thing only. Beyond 90, I will explain you separately. Okay, the shortcut I have developed there. Okay, shortcut is there. It is there in your book also. That shortcut I will tell you how to find any kind of angle. Okay, value of any kind of trigonometric function we will discuss. Okay. Written down. So you can see all the graphs are given in your book also. This is the graph of sine function, cos function, tan function. Okay. Then cot function. This is for cot, another graph. And then finally the sec and cosec, sec and cosec graph. You can see in the sec graph, you can see here that all the values of sec are above 1. Okay, there is no value between below 1. All the values are below -1, no value between 0 and -1. You can see that sec is totally is above 1 and below -1. Nothing is there between 1 and -1, right? So that means sec x, sec x sec x is always either greater than equal to 1 or it will be less than equal to minus 1. Okay, it will never be between, there is no value of sec x between, will never belong to between minus 1 and plus 1. Okay, never belong to minus 1 and plus 1. Either it will be plus above plus 1 or it is below minus. Why it is so? Because sec x is 1 by cos x. That's why it is like this. Okay, the cos x value is always already less than 1. So 1 upon something which is less than 1 will always be more than 1 actually. 1 upon 0.9 means what? 10 by 9. It is more than 1. Okay, so that's why either it will be more than plus 1 or it will be less than minus 1. It will not be between minus 1 and plus 1, any value of sec x. Okay, clear? So you note down. Not talking about graph, but at least what is the range of sec x that you can note down. Okay, now coming to the similarly cosecant x also, you can see that cosecant x also, it is all the values are greater than plus 1 or less than minus 1. Okay, same way. Cosecant x either it is greater than equal to plus 1 or it will be less than equal to minus, because cosecant x is nothing but 1 upon sine x. Sine x is always less than 1 and 1 upon anything which is less than 1 will always be more than 1, right? Totally it is more than 1. So this also please note down that cosecant x is never belongs to minus 1 to 1. That is wrong if it is given in the problem. Okay. This is a graph of cosecant x. You can try to practice the graphs, memorize the graph and draw it in a chart paper, all the graphs, and remember them. Because if you draw this properly, this will be helping you to understand the nature of the function, okay, in future. Okay. Understood now? Understanding all of you? So how the graphs of different functions look like now, having some idea. Okay, now coming to what are different types of graph. So only we today we learned that sin x graph looks like this. And the cos x graph. Okay, so I'm not doing it again, just okay. Then only you can compare. If you draw the lines, you can compare it. This is the cos x graph. Okay. Similarly, on the left hand side also you can draw it. Okay. And then tan x graph we have seen. Like that, we have seen the tan x graph, right? And like that, cot x and sec x, and for sec x we have seen that for sec x it will be you can see that for sec x also you can draw at home also. Okay, just 0 to pi by 2 na 3 pi by 2, 0 to pi by, it is like this. Okay, then there is the gap here between pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2, it is negative, then again it is positive, then again it is negative, like this. Okay, now you can draw it home now. Okay, upper u, lower u. Okay, between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, between pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, between 3 pi by 2 to 5 pi by 2, that's right. Okay, that is the graph of sec x. So this will be above this one. The graph will look like this. Okay, and between pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, again you take minus 1 this side and draw the graph this way. Exactly at pi by 2, what will happen? You know, the value will not be defined because at cos pi by 2 is 0, you know. So sec of pi by 2 will be not defined because it will be 1 by 0, so not defined. So there you should go, it will approach infinity. Minus pi by 2 also it will approach infinity. Like that, here also pi by 2 it will approach infinity, and minus pi by 2 also it will approach infinity. Understand? Clear now? Understand? This will be 180 actually, pi. Okay. Same way you can see this side also, negative minus 3 pi by 2 also. Similar graph you will see. Got it? Same thing you can see here. This upper curve and lower curve. Upper curve, lower curve. Like this for cosecant x, it will be between 0 to pi, like this, then like this. For cosecant x, 0 to pi, pi to 2 pi, that gap you have to take. Okay. 0 to pi. Okay. So that gap you have to take and draw the figure. 0 to pi upper curve, then pi to 2 pi lower, then up, down, like that. You have to draw. Okay. All got idea on how to draw it. Above minus 1 and below minus 1. Like that. Sorry. So this will be below minus 1. Nothing should be there between 1 and minus 1. That only you have to take care. Okay. On y-axis. So it will again approach at 0. What is happening now? Sine 0 is 0. So actually cosec 0 will be not defined, 1 by 0 not. That's why it's approaching infinity, it's becoming vertical. Likewise, sine pi is also 0. So cosec pi will be not defined. So it's approaching infinity. Likewise, here also it's approaching infinity. At 2 pi also it will approach infinity. 0 it will approach infinity. Minus pi also it will approach infinity. Understand? Again here it will become, again here it will be positive. Negative, positive, negative, positive, like that. Okay, the trend. Positive, upper side, bottom side, then upper side, bottom side, and then again after that 2 pi it will be upper side. Okay, now got it now? Clear to all? How it will look like? So secant x graph. Okay. All of you will draw it in chart now. In one chart, you draw it, all the graphs. Okay. Single paper and put it in your wall of the study room. Okay. Somebody comes in your study room, he'll see what all things you are studying now. You have taken math subject, it will be like some fancy thing. Okay. So just to show it to them. This type of high things we are doing like that. Okay. I think that graphs and all is new for you, right? This type of graphs and all. In even physics also we are doing something. So that and all is new for you. But graphs gives a lot of picture. It gives a picture of complete thing. Okay. What actually it is, how it is behaving for different type of angles that we are understanding in graphs. You know. So sin x graph behaves like this. Cos x graph behave like this. Tan x graph behave in a different manner. Tan x graph behave like this. Then cortex, okay, cortex we have to draw. Sec x graph behave like this. Okay. Then cosecant x graph behave like this. Okay, now clear? You can draw at home now. Okay. So next class, even I want to teach you some things today also. If you're ready, I will just discuss further. If you want to take break for 5 minutes, you just go take water. After that, 2 minutes, you start the class. Okay. To take break, take water. After that, I'll tell you one more new important, very important concept is there. So we'll discuss. Before that, one thing we just finalized that sin x is greater than -1 and less than equal to +1. Cos x is greater than -1 and less than equal to +1. Sec x is always greater than +1 or it's always less than equal to -1. Cosecant x is always greater than +1 and always less than, either always or it will be less than -1. Tan x, basically tan x is from -infinity to plus. Tan x, see, tan x is varying for all the values it is having. This is between -1. Tan x belongs to -infinity. It can have any value because you have seen in the graph. It can have any value. You've seen in the graph. It will be like -infinity and going up to +infinity, right? It has got all the values. So tan x is from -infinity to +infinity. So these are all the range of the trigonometric functions. output values which are possible are called range. It's a very, very important. First, second, okay, whatever it is. Sin x and cos x and sec x and cosecant x, tan x, and even cot x. Also, the range is minus infinity to plus infinity. These are all the range. Okay, please note it down. Note this also, please. Okay, written everyone. Jaya, Shruti, complete it and raise your hand. See, I want to discuss with all of you one very important concept. That is, the concept is about the shortcut. Okay. Okay, all the graphs you know, but every time suppose you're not drawing the graph, is there any easy manner to understand that which one is positive, which one is negative, what will be the value and all those things? First of all, one chart we already studied in the 10th class that you can again note down for your, just I'm discussing that one first. This value chart you already know, right? All of you know. So sine 0 is 0 and sine 30 is half 1 by root 2 and sine 60 is root 3 by 2. Sine 90 is 1. For cos, you have to reverse these values. From left to right, you have to write it. Instead of writing from left to right, you have to write from right to left. For tan theta is nothing but sine theta by cos theta actually. Okay. You can write as infinity also. For cosecant theta, it is 1 by sine theta. 1 by sine theta. That means reciprocal of sine theta. Sec theta is reciprocal of cos theta. And cot theta is reciprocal of tan theta. This graph you please draw it. Okay. This you please note it down. If you already you know also, one time you please make it. Okay. It's like a revision after 10th class, right? Then we will discuss further. Okay. After noting it, you raise your hand. Okay. Okay. So now, if you know all these things, okay, one thing last thing I want to share with you, that is, if you see the, I don't know whether I discussed with you this thing or not. So how these trigonometric ratios are coming into picture? It's like this is a concept of unit circle. Like kind of one stick of 1 meter or 1 unit is revolving around, okay, with its center in the origin, okay, in the center in the origin. So basically, that when it reaches some place right here, so it makes some angle with the horizontal x-axis, some angle, for example, 30 degree, okay. So whatever is the, it's what is the coordinate of this stick will be now actually, if you really see the coordinate, now this will be 1 meter, right? This is 1 meter. And if you, so what is that vertical distance it has reached, and what is the horizontal distance, what is the vertical and x and y coordinate? Basically, the x coordinate for this stick is nothing but the cos theta, cos 30, and y coordinate is nothing but sine theta. It's like that. So, okay. So if the stick, okay, now getting it, and then this stick is moving around, right? Here, if you see, what is the x coordinate and y coordinate? Whatever is the x coordinate and y, here theta is 0, right? So x coordinate is cos 0 and y coordinate is sine 0, basically. Okay. And then the stick reaches over here, suppose here, whatever the x and y coordinate, same thing. This is making 90 degree, right? So you can clearly see that this is 1 meter, right? So x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate is 1. Basically, this is cos 90 and this is sine 90. That's why we say sine 90 is 1 and cos 90 is 0. Some people say, why sir cos 90 is 0? Why sine 90 is 1? Because of this concept which nobody knows, okay? Or most of the people are not ignorant on that. So basically, this all the trigonometric ratios have come into, the values have been derived from this unit circle method, where its x coordinate is nothing but cos theta and y coordinate is sine theta. Based on the angle which it makes with the coordinates, so that cos theta and sine theta can be found out. How it can be found out? This is 1 meter. Suppose this makes some angle 30 degree. Now what will be this? This is a base is 1 meter, right? This is also, this is 1 meter. Base is not 1 meter now because it has moved to some place, right? So this is 1 meter. What will be the horizontal and vertical thing? Based on that cos theta, which is base by hypotenuse, when triangle is formed right here, when triangle is formed, and cos theta is nothing but base by hypotenuse, and sine theta is perpendicular by hypotenuse. If you really take a scale and measure it, okay, you can do at home also. You can do it at home also. You can yourself find out. You just to take a thread of 1 meter and try to rotate it by 30-degree angle. And then you draw one line, one vertical line here, and you just measure this thing and this thing. So this thing will come out to be, vertical thing will come out to be 0.5 and horizontal thing will come out to be root 3 by 2. That's why this coordinate is, x coordinate is root 3 by 2 and y coordinate is 0.5. Basically, x coordinate is cos 30 and y coordinate is sine 30. So you may have the question, why sine 30 is 0.5? Because of this unit circle method, it is, because if you see cos 30, if you measure, it is 0.5 by 1, right? So it is 0.5. So you can measure it. Practically, you can do it at home also. You have to take one rope of 1 meter. You rotate it. Suppose by rotate it by 30-degree angle. And then you see that what is the horizontal distance from here and what is the vertical distance. The vertical distance represents sine theta. Horizontal represents cos theta, cos 30 and sine 30. If you see this at 90-degree, if the stick reaches here at 90-degree, this place, the y coordinate, the x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 1, right? That means cos 90 is 0 and sine 90 is 1. That's how it comes that sine 90 is 1 and cos 90 is 1. If you see your stick on this place, that means it has made one angle. It started from that side now, made an angle of 180 degree. And now the coordinate of the end point of the stick is -1, 0. That means means cos of 180 should be -1 and cos of 0, cos of sine of 180, sine of, sorry. So cos of 180 is -1 and sine of 180 should be 0. Okay. From here on it is coming up. Okay. And then you take the stick on the another third quadrant. Suppose it starts moving from here and reaches it to this 1 meter stick. What is the coordinate of this endpoint? It is -1, 0, right? No, it is 0, -1. This is cos 270. This is 270 angle, because all the angles you have to make from the positive axis in anti-clockwise direction. So this is cos 270 and this is sine. That's why we say that cos 270 is 0 and sine 270 is -1. That's why we say that. And then coming to the, suppose the stick takes one complete round and comes back to the same position back, it has made an angle of 360 degree. Now the coordinates of the end point of the stick will be again 1, 0. So cos of 360 and sine of 360. Cos 360 is 1 actually, and sine 360 is 0. Okay. Why it is so? Because now we are defined a cos theta. Suppose this is 1 meter. That's what I told you. This is perpendicular and this is base and this is theta. So cos theta is nothing but base by hypotenuse, that is base by 1 meter, and sine theta is perpendicular by hypotenuse, perpendicular by 1. Therefore, base is nothing but x coordinate and hypotenuse is 1. Perpendicular is y coordinate and hypotenuse is 1. That's why cos theta is x and sine theta is y. So its x coordinate and y coordinate always represents cos theta and sine theta. If you take a unit circle, it's making a unit circle or not? It's making a unit circle of radius 1 meter. Okay. All these things have been derived from the unit circle. All the values of the angles have been derived from the unit circle method. It's clear to all or not clear? That unit circle method is clear? If it is clear, you note down here. Okay. And you can even, you can all make a chart of it and show all the points in the unit circle. For example, this place, you can write it as theta equal to 0, and you can write that at this place it is 1, 0. That means cos 0 is 1 and sine 0 is 0. Then you can just make this here 90 degree, and here you can write it as 1, 0. You can write that 0, 1. You can also write cos 90 is 0, sine 90 is 1. Then another chart in that you can write this place. This is 180 degree, cos 180 -1, sine 180 0. Okay, like that you can make another chart and draw here. This is -1, this is 0, -1. So cos 270 is 270 angle actually is 0, sine 270 -1. Okay, got it or not got it? And then the last case. So I want all of you to make a chart of all these things, and for understanding purpose, for your interest purpose, I am telling you. So this one 360 degree, here the angle again becomes, it is 1, 0. Cos 360 is 1 and sine 360 is, cos 360 is 1, sine 60 is 0. Okay. So got it, the unit circle method or not? Please note down this slide and then we can conclude our class. Okay. One thing always remember, all the angles are measured from positive x-axis, always. Second, if you go in anti-clockwise direction, it's a positive angle. If you go in clockwise direction, it's called a negative angle. This is called anti-clockwise direction. Okay, now going this side, upper side. Please write all these things and raise your hand after writing all these things. understanding. Any doubt you ask in chat box. Okay, I'm very happy if you ask any doubt. If you have really any problem, you ask. Okay. Okay, everyone. So what is the homework today? Homework is that you have to draw the graphs for all 6 trigonometric functions. Second, you have to write the range of all the 6 trigonometric functions. Memorize it. Third, you have to show the all the theta equal to 0 degree, theta equal to 90, 270, and 360. The values of sine theta and cos theta using the unit circle method. All these things, if you have some drawing sheet in your home, don't go and purchase drawing sheet. If you have at home, you do it in that. If you are not having means any paper, you are having plain paper, in that you do this separate in one small paper. You can do. If you have a big sheet, you can do all the 3 things in big sheet. If you have a single, don't go and market and purchase it. Just to have it home, you do it. Otherwise, no, it will take it from market. Or whatever the plain paper, you just draw all the graphs and paste it in your room and take a photo and send to me. Okay. If you want to paste it, it is up to you. You want to paste it or you want to keep it in your study table, you take a photo and send to me for all these 3 things. Okay, unit circle, range, and graph. Okay. That is your homework. Clear now? Homework. You can take the help from book. In the book, these graphs are given. If you want to do it precisely, you can do from the book. The range already I have told in the class, and the unit circle also told in the class. So these 2 things will not be there in book. These things will be there in book. Graph will be there. Okay. Okay, then bye.